I decided I need to acquire skills I did not have, which were reading the great works of literature, which always benefited me every single day of my life. I read the canons, the top 400, 500 books, Western canon, Eastern canon, African canon. It was something I drilled into you because I was growing up 1,200 miles away from New York City. New York City is always a city I wanted to go to ultimately, so that was almost like, where did I want to go? Why I wanted to go there? I have no idea. I thought it was a cool place. Better than cornfields in Minnesota. So from that undergrad, I did scenography work in theater, designing sets. One of my favorite was designing Strindberg's Dreamplay. I got into experimental theater. I'm not big on narrative theater or so-called narrative theater. I did film, interactive film, way back then. But I felt my intellectual development needed a little stronger fibers, so I studied history and philosophy. Got out from Gustavus Adolphus College, good Swedish college, with a degree in philosophy, specialization on Scandinavian philosophy, Kierkegaard, and survey, and history, American and art history. Moved on, spent 3 years on the street working in museums, designing college campuses with my dad, who had a specialty of designing college campuses and things like that. From there, for 3 years, painting houses, working in museums, doing drywall, stuff like that, designing sets around Minneapolis. I prepared 2 portfolios, one in architecture, urban planning, one in scenography. I applied to 2 places, like Vegas. I applied 2 places for full grants. Because I'm one of 7 kids, my parents said we aren't going to pay for any of this. I applied to Yale, got in terms of design. I applied to Harvard, got in terms of architecture. Harvard wanted too much money than what I could afford. Yale gave me 100% free ride, full scholarship. What was my choice? What was the fork in the road? New Haven. I went there, spent 3 years there. I'll say this for the record. I thought a lot of the faculty was substandard, old school, very Jurassic Park and tired. I got out. After 3 years, I started designing shows and assisting around New York City, keeping up my love of literature, philosophy, history, drama, and architecture. 1 year after that, after I got out, I started teaching adjunct at Bard College, which gave me a resume to teach further at college, which my dad had also done, and the rest led to here. Every day, every night, after I'm done lecturing, I go back home and try, every day I formulate 1 proposal. I have a database of about 2,500 proposals on that computer that I pull and reuse and send out for applying for professional positions. I have lived, after I received grants, in Rome, in Tokyo, in Singapore, and one of my favorite cities, Seoul, Korea. When you, as a little ending of this little life trajectory, when you apply to a grant, like the Fulbright, and get it, these things will actually change your life. Change the way you think about yourself, what relationships you're in, your parents, your institutions, and it is beneficial because it is a pure verb. You are doing rather than just merely thinking. So I'm truly, deeply in love with the way theory hits the street. Amen.